Hello there, welcome back to another Sharalee Uncut. I've been promising to do one of these, give you some updates on what's been going on in life, and it's a good thing I'm doing this uncut because I don't have time to do much video editing these days. So today's video, I'm going to be concentrating mostly on using products that I've already shown. There's one brand new product, but everything else is tried and true or things I've wanted to go back to use again. I'll list everything down below. But starting off with this new Olay Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. It is actually supposed to, I think over a week, help smooth out, plump up your lips and all that. And the scent Strawberry Sorbet is just delightful. So have that on my lips to start off, and then I'm gonna go ahead and apply the Smashbox Intensify Eyeshadow Primer. So the last month, I think it's been about a month since I've done one of these. It's just been crazy. And I've talked about loss of sleep and dark circles and everything. So I'll give you a little update as we go along. Everything is fine. It just seems like everything has converged all at once. So I'll start off with some of the piano things that I have been involved in, which have been occupying a lot of my extra time outside of YouTube. For foundation, I'm going to use the Dalton, the Doll Skin Genius Serum Skin Tint. I never get that right. It's the one with reishi mushroom. It's the one that was in my little pink box, which, by the way, if you have not picked yours up again or yet, Dalton did do one final restock, and as of today filming, it's still available. So if you didn't get your hands on that, definitely scoot over there because it will not be restocked again. So this is it. And I am using several of the products from my box in this video because I truly use these on a regular basis and absolutely love them. So I have mixed up a couple shades because I am in the process of trying out sunless tanners. More on that topic in a moment, but back to music. So if you're new to my channel, you might not know that I do have a job outside of YouTube. I am a pastor's wife. I'm the music director for church, but I'm also a pianist. I play for our community choir here, and we do have a concert coming up. That community choir has a Memorial Day concert coming up, and our first rehearsal starts on Monday. So I haven't even started practicing for that yet, but a couple weeks ago, I played for a fundraiser for the Assistance League, and that is actually a national organization. I didn't know that, but it's a very cool organization, and they were doing kind of one of their main fundraisers here in our town, and it was a fashion show and a luncheon. So I played about an hour and a half of music just beforehand while people were shopping. They had brought in items from their thrift store. People were shopping. So I was doing just background music for about an hour and a half. And then another pianist actually played during the fashion show. And I was grateful for that because she's a very gifted pianist, and she can just, like, she actually just wrote the music that she was playing. Gracie. I'm sorry if you hear Gracie scratching. She's into this thing where she's scratching the side of my desk, and then usually she'll settle down. So we'll hope to minimize that sound. But I just smoothed that foundation in with the BK Beauty 113 brush. And this to me is the secret to making this foundation just absolutely flawless. I heard from one of you who had tried it with the 101 brush from BK Beauty, and you said the same thing that I felt. You didn't love the look with that brush, but with this one, it worked. And I think it's because this allows you to really get a nice, thin, even layer all over. You definitely don't want too much foundation. So that is all blended in. So let's go now back to the eyes. And I've been doing a look with various palettes, but it's kind of a similar color scheme. So you might see a couple of palettes appear here just because I'm kind of dabbing into one color here and there. So I hope that you'll be okay with that because, you know, we're just chatting, we're doing makeup together. I hope you're pulling out your makeup and doing your makeup alongside me. I picked up the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam 2 palette, which is the smaller version of their original one. I've really enjoyed this for just dabbing in quickly for a couple of shades. So I'm going to go into Tempera on the Sigma E50 and just do a real light amount of that under the brow. And then I like to dab into this kind of peachy shade right here, Orange Soda. And I go right over that because I do have a little bit of a tan going on. I feel like that just helps mute down that Tempera shade. There we go. Okay. And then for the bulk of my eyeshadow look, I'm going to be using these two Natasha Denona palettes. This is the Mini Starlet. This is the Mini Biba. I'm going to start and do most from the Mini Starlet. And I'll use, let's see, I'll try and minimize the brushes as well. Less work for me later. I'm going to use the 15 Max from Rougher and go into the peach shade here to start. So I played for that fashion show and it was, I did bring in some music that I play in the church, but for the most part, it was a lot of music that I have not played in a long time. Classical music, some movie theme music. So it just involved a lot of practicing on my part to prepare. So I was doing that, and once the event happened, because I was doing so much sitting on my piano bench for like 2 hours at a time, all of a sudden my lower back just really, I had so much pain. I couldn't sleep for literally 4 nights. It hurt to lay down. Long story short, I'm all better now, but there were a compilation of issues going on. Let's go in now with the shade right here. So that was affecting sleep. That was kind of stressing me out. And then what I am preparing for right now is another piano concert. So some of you know last fall in our community, there were 5 of us pianists who did a concert, and we are now down to 4 pianists, but we are doing another concert as of filming this video. It's next week. And so again, learning a bunch of new music for me this time. Last time, I wasn't actually learning anything new. It was just kind of polishing up some songs that I had already learned in the past. This is, let's see, are there 4 new songs for me? So it's been a lot of practice. The theme is movie music. So some of the songs are actually the theme songs for these movies, but some are just found in movies, if that makes sense. So my favorite song that I'm playing and that I'm learning, and it's the hardest one, is Over the Rainbow from Wizard of Oz. And it is a beautiful arrangement. I just hope I can do it justice. So that has been another thing occupying my music time practice. I'm going to go in now to the Biba palette and grab this shimmer shade here first. And then we'll go back, I think, to the Mini Starlet palette and just use that one shimmer shade in there as a topper. So that has been kind of my taking up a lot of extra time. And Gracie, because she's older now, she just requires a little more time. And when Mom's home, she wants Mom to be playing with her constantly. So I have really struggled to find the time to be doing the practice that I need. So 1 more week, and then the bulk of my practicing, at least for my solo work, will be done. And then I will be working on rehearsing and practicing for the choir concert at the end of the month. So that has been one thing that has, or I should say the music has really been keeping me very busy lately. All right, let's go into now this gray shade here, the Mini Starlet palette. I'm going to use the Rougher #1 brush. And I'm just going to do this a little bit on the outer corner here. I have really been into this palette, this kind of look lately. A little bit of a cooler shade and then something kind of peachy or bright on the lid. So, and then in addition to the music aspect, I've had a few other things with YouTube going on, keeping me busy. So yeah, I just feel like I am staying up super late at night editing videos, and I know some of you have said, Sharalee, where have you been? Where are your videos? You're not being very regular, and I'm trying. I really am trying. Let's go in now. I'm going to use the mushroom pencil from Urban Decay on the lower lash line and just smudge this in a little bit for a little bit of a shadow here. And I am hearing Gracie scratching at the back door. She's sitting there staring at me saying, Mom, I need to go out. Come here, sweet girl. Come here. She says, Mom, here she comes. So then the other thing that has been a little stressful has had to do with Gracie. So I will fill you in on that in a moment. Let's add a little bit of eyeliner. I'm just going to use, I think we'll do a dark brown today. And you know what? I've been enjoying, I've pulled out my Revlon multiplayer, Color Stay multiplayer liquid glide eye pencils. And I'm going to use this dark brown shade, which is High Stakes. These are so good. Again, when I'm trying a bunch of new makeup constantly, it's nice to go back through my collection and say, oh yeah, I forgot, those are really nice. And actually they have a similar color to the mushroom pencil that I could have used on my lower lash line, but I forgot. So that's all right. We'll just work a little bit of this in the outer corner, and I'll probably top it with a little bit of eyeshadow just to soften the look. Blend it in with our gray, but I'll just go ahead and apply it. These are so soft and pigmented, great quality. Really have enjoyed these. All right, let's get this blended in, and then I will fill you in on sweet little Gracie. Let's see. Okay. When I do these videos, I am kind of working with a different setup with my mirror. So sometimes it makes it a little harder for me to see what's going on over here and still give you guys enough of a preview so you can tell what I am doing. That's a little crazy. All right, I'm going to go back to the shade from the Mini Starlet. So Gracie, at the end of January, she was scheduled for her space surgery, and 2 days, literally 2 days before her surgery, she went into heat, her first heat cycle. So we had to, of course, postpone her surgery. So she just had her surgery at the beginning of this month, and that was something that, you know, we were dreading. I've heard good and, you know, some people whose dogs, you know, have struggled. You just never know if your dog is going to leave the wound side alone. Then you have to decide whether you're going to use the cone or if there's another alternative. And thankfully, my best friend, they found that there's a onesie that you can put on your dog instead of the cone. They felt like that actually worked well for their dog, much better than the cone. So I asked the vet when we took our Gracie in if we could do that. They said, sure. So we did that, and thank the Lord, it worked beautifully. She didn't even bother with the wound site at all. And the first day brought her home, and I had pretty much wiped out my schedule. This was the week after I had played for the fashion show. I had cleared my schedule completely and wanted either my husband or I to be home with her for several days after, just to make sure. And so she came home, and she just conked out basically on my lap the whole time, the whole rest of the day. And she had pain meds, but she really, I mean, she didn't whine at all. She was such a trooper. And by then, well, the next day she did find her tennis ball, which we had to then hide because she wanted to play with it. And it's no rough play, no running for 2 weeks. They say the first 7 days is the worst. So she, by the second day after her surgery, I mean, she wanted to play so badly, and we had to just try and keep her corralled and a little calm. I'm going to use the Tarte color corrector in peach. So, but she was looking at us like, what surgery? Why are you guys babying me? I'm fine. So thankfully she had no issues. And this week we got the all clear that she was good to resume full puppy play, good to get a bath again, all those things. So she is all recovered and doing well, but we were so proud of her being such a trooper. So that was, though, you know, just not knowing what we were going to face. It was a little stressful, losing a little sleep over that. I used the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. This is the new shade that I just picked up, which is YP5. And this reminds me that Natasha Denona just came out with a powder foundation. I don't know if any of you saw that. Somebody may have ordered that to try out for you all. I wonder who that would be. So, but this is just still one of my top concealers, and definitely has been a necessity with all this loss of sleep here. All right, I'm just using my foundation brush. Apparently, I'm too lazy to pull out my concealer brush to tap this in. So getting this all smoothed out, though, the look that I'm going for is kind of fresh, early spring. I think this would, though, still be a great look for summer. As you probably know, peach fuzz is the color of the year. So I think that's part of why I've been embracing some of these peachy colors. I really love peach and kind of pale rose gold anyway, but I think they can be very flattering, especially with a tan. All right, I'm gonna go back to this fluffy brush. This is the 01 Max, is that right? No, the 15 Max. One of these days I'm gonna learn all my rougher brushes. All right, we're gonna leave that concealer for a few minutes. And this is a concealer that you do have to leave and let it crease and then set it. So if you set it right now, I feel like it will kind of bunch and come out of your creases if you got too much applied. So we're gonna leave that. We're gonna go to the one new product that I've not yet tried. And this is a brand new release from Dalton. It is the Fresh Squeezed Vitamin Infused Solid Serum Bronzer in Endless Summer. Here's what the packaging looks like. I really love this. Just got it dirty. Okay, let's try. Ooh, see, I haven't even swatched it yet. Doesn't that look beautiful? And ooh, the texture is very nice. Very, very nice. Kind of sheer, but it, again, kind of like the blushes, the cream blushes, the one that I put in my box. It settles down to almost, it's not a powder finish, but it dries down. It doesn't remain tacky. It's not super dewy. So where is my brush here? They did actually send along a brush, but I haven't washed it yet. So I'll be trying that out in another video. But let's use the BK Beauty 107, which is my favorite brush for a cream product. Okay, let's just, ooh. Okay, so pigmented. That did not take any effort to apply. And even though it is a bronzer shade, I actually feel like I can get away with this for contour. So let's just use this as our main contour and bronzer. Ooh, that's really nice and very easy. Wow, I've been trying out a lot of stick bronzers and contours, and a stick bronzer contour seems like it's easier, right? Because you just swipe it on your face, but then you have to pull out your brush and still blend it in. And this is kind of like you're applying it and blending it at the same time. And it's like melting right into the skin. So, all right. I like that. And another thing about Dalton products, you know, that I love is that they always put really good ingredients. It's a clean beauty brand, cruelty-free, so Gracie approves of it. You know, all of those things important here. All right, and then I'm gonna pull in a smaller brush, the A503, and let's just do a little quick contour down the nose. Now this video is, you know, we're chatting and having some fun, so I know it's gonna be a little longer, but I do have another uncut video coming up after this, which is going to be what so many of you request from me often, is a very light, simple, quick 5-minute look. Now, I always marvel at how many requests I get for that, because in my mind, there aren't a whole lot of different things you can do in 5 minutes and with like 4 or 5 products to make it look different. But I have a few other products that I'm gonna try this time. I have done those videos in the past, so if you've not seen any of those, I'll put a playlist down below, but get ready for a heart-pounding, pulse-pumping video, because I'm gonna put myself on the clock. We'll do it fast for you all who have very little time, apparently, to do your makeup, or you just don't want to. I get it. Not everybody enjoys just sitting down and creating a look and trying out a lot of different products. I understand that. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this under eye situation here. Tap out my creases. And then, now that concealer color, it's a little light for me, surprisingly. I do have YP8. I think I might need just a little bit of that, because if I get the under eye area too light, then it can just throw off the whole look, I think. So let's just add a little bit of YP8. Let's see if that will do a better job. Yeah, I think that's what we need. I need the combination of YP5 and 8 apparently right now. Okay, let's see here. All right, and now I'm gonna go ahead and set that in place, and I'm gonna use still my favorite, the Dalton Pink Powder Brightening Treatment Powder. Another one that I never get all those words in the right order, but you know, this is another item that was in my box. So totally worth the purchase of the box, even if you just wanted this and the foundation. It is worth the price of the box. All right, put that on. Okay. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Honest Beauty Invisible Blurring Setting Powder. You could use the pink powder if you have more kind of normal to dry skin, but because I'm a combination girl, I need to set it with a good powder, and then I find it lasts all day. Now, I forgot to tell you, I had already started with all my skincare, and I did my matte screen underneath with a little bit of the MCO Beauty bronzing drops. I'm testing these out kind of over time. I tried them once in my try on video. If you haven't heard of MCO Beauty, I'll link that video down below where I tried a bunch of their products. It's an Australian beauty brand that has come to the US, and they have a lot of similar products to higher end brands. And I have loved the debronzing drops from Drunk Elephant. And so these are very similar in how they perform. And I like to mix a couple of those drops with my sunscreen so that I don't have to go in with a completely full coverage foundation to match my sunless tan that I have going on. So a lot of people get confused of why you would even need the debronzing drops if you're going in with a fuller coverage foundation. And I just love to do that because I don't always like to have a thick layer of foundation all the way to the edge of my face. So if you have a tinted sunscreen on underneath that's close to what your sunless tanner is, I think you use less foundation. Okay, we've got all of that now powdered in. And now let's use a little blush. I'm gonna use the House Labs. This is the Pomelo Peach. Now this is last year's packaging. They do still offer this year, but it's in a slightly smaller size, but still the same wonderful formula and same color. So Pomelo Peach. I haven't pulled this one out yet, but I've been enjoying the couple of new colors that I have. See how pretty that is? And it's really easy to blend out. These are quite pigmented, so if you get the brighter shades, just go in with a light hand, but they blend out really easily. All right, I really like that. And now we're gonna go to, and I mean, this is what I use almost on a daily basis, the Dalton Afterglow Refocus palette. And where's my big brush here? I like to do a combination of these two. Now in the winter, I was tapping in first into this one and just a light tap here. Now I think I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna go into the bronze shade and just a light tap. And not only does this just give, I mean, isn't that so pretty? Light little bit of bronzer, but these powders have a soft focus effect on the skin. They actually minimize the look of texture. It's just so pretty. I love it. And just blend a little bit of that. Now, I told you I would tell you about what's going on with sunless tanners. I'm getting a lot of questions. Hang in there with me just a little longer. I am in the process. Oh, I gotta find my brush here. I need a, oh, sorry, loud. The rougher number 19 brush. I need a little bit of highlighter. I am just wrapping up my yearly testing of sunless tanners. If you've not seen my previous year's versions of those videos, I will try to remember to link those down below. But every year, I test out a group of new sunless tanners, and usually they are new to the market. But sometimes, I think like this year, did I pull in? I think I pulled in something that had been on the market, but I just hadn't tried it myself. And so to test each one fully, I have to give it at least a week per each one. So I started back in February and I am just finishing up. So I have my last one on right now, and then I have a couple extra things I need to test out, but stay tuned for that. I will be sharing my favorites. I think actually have a couple of new favorites this year. So that's always exciting. All right, what do we need next? We need some brows. And I'm just going back to Old Faithful, the IT Cosmetics. This is the Micro Brow Power in Universal Taupe. I do still love my CoverGirl Nano Pencil, but I'm just trying to use up some of the things in my drawer. I used up the full size or the medium size of the IT Cosmetics one just recently. So just trying to work through this before they dry out. You know, things don't last forever. So I'm gonna use this. And then I have really been enjoying the Benefit Brow Wax pomade gel stuff that I just picked up in the Sephora sale. So I'll show you that in a minute, but I've been trying to just do the quickest brow possible, and I haven't actually dyed my brows in a while, but it's probably time to do that again as well. So I know so many of you have told me I should get my brows microbladed, and I think if I knew somebody here locally, a good place to go, I might consider it. But I also have heard that from some people who have more oily skin that it just doesn't seem to last for them, as well as others who have drier skin. And I know it is quite an expense. So I just haven't investigated that to do. So I'm stuck doing my brows every day, as I know many of you are as well. That's okay. So let's see, we've talked sunless tanners, some videos coming up. Now in May, which is right around the corner from me filming this, it's probably going to be May when this goes up, I am also planning a trip to go visit my parents. So as I mentioned, I'm trying to keep up with filming and getting 2 videos up a week, but it may become a little difficult. I'm planning to spend about 5 days with my parents. My parents live in Oklahoma, so need to get back there and visit my sweet mom. She's still continuing to have health struggles, so appreciate all your prayers. I know many of you have prayed for her in the past, and so would appreciate those again for her. And I look forward just to seeing them. It's hard living so far away from them and not being able to just hop on a plane to go visit. And because of where I live, where they live, there isn't a direct flight there. So it's quite a travel day just to get back there. So I'm trying to do that. And then this summer, I'm excited to go back to the South, Georgia, to visit my brother and sister-in-law because my nephew's getting married. I'm so excited about that. So I will try to keep you all posted here and a little bit on Instagram. I've been a slacker on Instagram lately. Actually, Instagram and Facebook, I've just fallen off the edge with that. And I apologize for those of you who are just wondering, but you know, there are just only so many hours in the day, and I'll probably talk about it more in maybe a Q&A, but sometimes with different social media platforms, it brings out, well, let's just say more negative feedback than sometimes I have the energy to endure or to want to handle at the time. So sometimes when you see me not posting as often, it may be because of some of that. So it's all good and everything's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinions, but yeah, sometimes on social media, there are just times where it seems like it brings out the worst in people. And people just feel the need to share their full opinions on things and not be nice. So, and as creators, we are human. We still have feelings, and I don't know too many people that enjoy hearing criticism. And so it just, when I am stressed with other things going on, sometimes that just takes a little extra energy out of me. So there you go. That's being real with you all. And yeah, I just kind of want you all to know. I know we're kind of like a family here, and so many of you have been so gracious, followed me for years, and as a whole, I don't get the negative feedback, especially here on YouTube, as much as other creators do, but we all endure it. And so, I always like to remind people before you're going to make a comment, think about, is this something that you would want to hear? And what is your intent behind leaving that comment? Is it just because you want to tell people that you don't like something? Or is it to encourage change that needs to happen? Just all things to consider. All right, I'm going to use the Lancome Sills Booster XL and the It Cosmetics Superhero on the upper lashes. And then I'm using the MCO Extend Lash on the lower lashes. It's a tubing mascara. I've really enjoyed that. This can work on the lower lashes as well, but I sometimes don't want my lower lashes to be quite as thick as my upper lashes. So using a tubing mascara down there usually ensures that it's just a nice soft look on the lower lashes. So, but yes, so it's some travel coming up and a few more YouTube collaborations. And I guess we can talk about that too in our closing time here as far as sponsored videos. I think most of you know, if you followed me for a while, but I do occasionally do sponsored content here on YouTube, but I only do it for products and companies that I fully embrace and use and support on a regular basis. So I get daily offers for sponsored content, and I don't like to do them too often. But when I do them, or when I agree to do them, just know that what you're seeing is always going to be honest and going to be a company or product that I really love. Excuse me, need to swallow there. So I do have a couple more, just two, I think two more in the month of May coming up, some sponsored videos, but all in all, I generally don't do sponsored content too often, and lots of reasons, but mostly because maybe it's a product or something that I'm like, do I really love it? So just know that if you're new here, if I do a sponsored video, it means I really, really, really love and stand by that product or brand that I'm talking about. So yeah, that's just a little bit of what's coming up, but I am so grateful to be able to earn a living here on YouTube, and you all are the reason why I can do this. And when I try new products and you see me use lots of products in videos, just know that that is also part of what I am doing here to try and help you all save money. So I do try a lot of products. I buy a lot of makeup. Thankfully, now I'm getting a little more makeup, actually a lot more makeup and products in PR than I ever used to. But that is my goal with all of that, is just to help you all. So yes, I love makeup. I love trying new things, but I also am doing it because I want you all to find products that you're going to love and not waste money on products that might not be so great. So I have had people comment on how much makeup I use, or when I do these videos, especially these uncuts or trying new makeup when I'm using several products. No, you don't have to use that many products at once on a daily basis. And I don't use that many products on a daily unless I'm trying out new things, you know. So, oh, don't you just love it when you get that one little speck of mascara below your lash line? Always got to do it, but we just got to let it dry completely. So our weather is warming up. I know so many of you have been having kind of crazy weather. I know in Colorado over a week ago, they were having snow again, and we had kind of 90-degree weather, and then we've had like, it dipped way down into like the upper 40s overnight, and we've had rain, we've had sunshine, our weather's been a little all over the place as well, but not quite to the extreme of some of you all. So I hope that you are all hanging in there. Spring is coming, our flowers are blooming. I should have brought in, I have pink roses on my bush right now. Should have brought those in, but you know, one of those things. Just didn't get to it. I use a little MAC Soft Ochre paint pot. Before I do you see like the lips, just they're smooth. They feel hydrated. I don't know, I'm really loving that product. And you could leave that product on all day, of course. Use it as your main gloss, because I think it does hang around for quite a while, but I'm gonna do kind of a finished lip look for you all. And this is something I would encourage you to do. Even if you're at home, if you throw on a lip liner, like a Natasha Denona or a Charlotte Tilbury Urban Decay, something that is going to stay put all day, just pop on a lip liner and then just wear your gloss throughout the day. And there's just something about a finished lip look that, whether I'm home, whether I'm running errands, it just, to me, kind of pulls the whole look together. So what are we going to use today? I pulled out did I pull out? I did pull out, this is one of the Tarte Maracuja lip vinyls. So these are different than their lip plumpers. Let's see, the ones that, you know, I love that they came out with in shimmer shades. In these vinyl shades, they now also have some shimmers, and this is Pink Lily. So I think this is gonna be the shade I use, but I do need a lip liner. And for that, I think I will use the, let's just go in with Natasha Denona, I think. Oh, well, that one needs to be sharpened. All right, let's pull in a new, this is, what is this? Mi Kiss from Charlotte Tilbury. Let's just see what this color looks like. It's a little more pink, but, well, yeah, that's more pink than I want. So let's go back to the Charlotte Tilbury, or sorry, the Natasha Denona. Actually, what is this? This is Julia, getting down to the end. Let's do this. And yeah, this is a little more of the color I was going for. And the lip vinyl, it does have more pink to it, but it's sheer. So I could do the Charlotte Tilbury Icon Baby lipstick would be perfect with this look too. But I think I used that in a recent video, so do something different. And I would use my Dalton lipstick in Coffee Talk, but that's in my purse. So I don't think you'll wait for me to leave the camera and go get that out of my purse. So let's just use this. This is a good one. And so much shine. If you like shine, the lip vinyls have a whole nother level of shine. Same, I feel like it's the same kind of plumping, refreshing, cooling sense on the lips, but just a little more shine. And even though this one says it has shimmer, I heard from one of you that did not like the shimmer in the Rosy Copper shade that I love. But this one, you can't even hardly detect the shimmer in it. It has a little more color, and they do have ones that don't have any shimmer in them as well. But do you see how nice and shiny that is? All right, let's clean up the mascara little goof up here. And then something else I've been doing is right here, I have a nice deep line under my eyes. So I just take this Q-tip and just really lightly go over that. And I feel like that has helped just minimize concealer creasing throughout the day. It just picks up any just slight little bit of excess concealer that might be hanging out there. So there we go. And now, of course, we need some earrings. Let's see. I'm loving this necklace, by the way, and this new sweater from Amazon, right? I've been wearing this necklace almost every day since I got it. And it was very inexpensive, but it seems to be very good quality. And you know, I used to make jewelry, so that says a lot. I think I'll just put in some hoops. Should we do hoops? Or should we do these? Let's see. I actually kind of like these, although these are a different shape. Yeah, we'll do the hoops. We'll just do the hoops. Stick with the hoops, right? So I'm thankful that I remembered I did need to fix my hair before filming this video. I almost forgot. Oh yeah, this is an uncut video. So here we go. Here is the finished look. Oh, wait, we need inner corner highlight. What am I thinking, right? Sharalee. I can't go without that. I'm going to go back to the Soft Glam palette and the Tempura shade. And the shade next to it, Dreamer, is also a great inner corner highlight, but I like sometimes something with a little less shimmer on the inner corner. A little nice and bright. Okay, there we go. All right, now here's our finished look. And as I said at the beginning, these are products that I love, that I've just been dying to get back to. You know, when you've tried a bunch of new things and some things work out, some things don't, you can end up having several makeup days in a row that aren't great. And so it's always nice for me to be able to sit down and pull in the things that I know work for me. this being the only new thing. And actually, I really like how that blended into the skin. I'll keep you posted on how it lasts through the day, but even with the powder over it, I can still see that definition there. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you for coming along. Check the description box down below for links and a list of everything I used. Also those other videos I mentioned, and stay tuned for the next Uncut, which is gonna be super quick and fast and simple and heart pounding because we're gonna be on a clock. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.